Hello from sunny Miami. I am here helping my parents settle in for their permanent move down here and lucky enough to enjoy this little bit of heaven. So last week I was in the UK, as many of you know, and we're back on track for Daily Shots of Shari. And I stood in front of the room giving my workshop, and I literally looked around and said, I don't know how the hell I got here. None of this should be happening. None of this on paper makes any sense, that my business is created overseas, that I'm able to fill a room with people who want to change and grow with trusting me along that journey. Sorry, there's a loud helicopter going by. It doesn't make sense on paper. This isn't the trajectory that I was on. And in some ways, I'm not even sure how I changed that trajectory, other than I decided that I wanted something more. And that's what I want to talk about today. The ability to suspend reality enough to be able to change that reality. Because we can all say we want change. We can say we want new things in our relationships, in our careers, in our well-being, even in our body. But we don't know how to change the set points of what's possible. Can't just say, okay, I want to be world famous, and then do what you do every day the same way over and over again. I mean, you can, but you're not going to get anywhere. So where does that suspension of reality come into play when it takes the work to get there? So for a lot of you who know me, I like to use the phrase woo and do. So it's about changing your internal belief system and then going out and taking action. No, you can't just surrender it to the universe, although a lot of people believe that. You still have to take action on it. But you have to decide something different than you see in front of you and suspend that belief in that moment to head in a different direction to actually make it happen. And that's kind of where the hardest work is done. Because when you can start to see something coming to fruition, it is easier to stay on track. But until you can see it in front of you and see the possibility, you feel like you're making it up. You feel like you're pretending, like you're being a fraud, like you're just making stuff up as you go. And it can be a very uncomfortable feeling, but it also can be very freeing because you're not doing the same thing over and over again. And I realize that's the biggest change that I've made, especially in the past year, but in the past, I'd say 6 or 7 years, just heading in the direction I wanted to go in without understanding what it was going to look like. And that's a lot of what we spoke about at the workshop is, instead of deciding what's possible and not possible for you from your view now, understand that whatever you're viewing now is from the decisions you've already made in the past. So you've set that trajectory, and now you're living on the set, on the movie scene. So if you want to change the movie, you want to change the character that you're being in it, you have to build a new set first. You have to decide what it's going to look like. What is that biggest dream going to look like? What are the things that hold you back within that dream? And what are you going to do about it? What do you feel capable of doing first? And then grow into the capability that grows bigger and bigger of changing that reality so you can have something new. So for today, I want you to really wrap your brain around not what you see in front of you to believe what's possible, but to think of what you want and then create that possibility, almost reverse engineering the bigger plan with a daily action instead of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another shot of Shari.